Hello and welcome to the Explore Self and Soul channel. My name is Rachel Marie Deegan, your solistic guide to finding out what Spirit has to say to you today through tarot and oracle cards. I am so excited to be here with you. Before we get started, I am going to cleanse the energy. We are just going to call in your spiritual guidance, my spiritual guidance, just to simply make sure that all of the messages here today are from a higher frequency, a higher vibration, a higher essence of you, so that you know exactly what it is that resonates with you. And if there isn't a message today that does resonate, leave it for someone else. Okay, this is a general, timeless message. So just really keep in mind that I'm going to say certain scenarios or situations of what cards mean, and it's your responsibility, meaning your ability to respond to how your intuition actually resonates. It starts to really be embodied in the knowing that this message is for you. We're going to do a 7-card spread today, okay? But before we dive into that, I really want to ask for your likes, your subscribes, your shares of this message. Help this channel grow. Help it grow. Because what comes here today is absolutely a collective message and meant to be shared, meant to be out into the world in a way that is so special and divine for every one of us. So thank you in advance for your support. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the love and the comments and whatever it is that you feel called to share with me. I am here to support you. Okay? I am here to support you. Now, I'm going to do a 7-card spread. We've got some past energies we want to look at. Then we're going to look at current energies and maybe some energies that right now might be helping us or hindering us in our progress and evolution and growth as human beings on this planet, as soul beings within this human experience as well. And then we're going to identify a few future steps you can take. Now, the future is fluid, okay? All of this energy is really fluid. So apply it where it resonates in your life. Absolutely. But the future energy is meant to be guiding lights, okay? It is steps forward for you to be able to consider and to take into account, but then you apply it where it resonates, where it fits for you, okay? Which we actually are going to keep those face down and see what comes shortly here in the message. Okay, past energies. This could be as early as yesterday, past energy, but also in relation to like 10 years ago, okay? So take this where it applies. But I'm going to tell you right now, this feels more recent than anything. You have the anxiety card, the anxiety energy, okay? Of course, we feel this. We feel this now more than ever. But anxiety, this is really important, actually. This is very important. When anxiety or feelings of anxiety begin to be felt within the body, it is so, so important not to identify with anxiety, okay? I'm going to share a different method here in future videos around how I personally handle anxiety and stress in my life, treating it as something separate from me, but in the best of ways so that I know how to help manage when those feelings start to be felt in my body. Okay, so think of anxiety as something separate from you. That is a clear message from Spirit, because they're like, talk about your experiences. Yes, absolutely. But it's so critical not to identify with anxiety anymore. No longer saying I am anxious. Because the moment you put the words I am in front of anything else, that is a manifestation. That is an affirmation. Why would you want to affirm that you are anxious? Okay. And maybe you're saying my anxiety, fill in the blanks. This is possessing the anxiety within you. Spirit's really wanting to bring this message home that it's important to be more of an observer of your life. I am feeling anxious. Okay. I have feelings of anxiety. That is where the differentiation occurs. Okay. So if you have been feeling anxious, even now in this moment, but for sure in the past energies, start to change those thought patterns and see what happens into creating a better life for yourself. Okay. No more identifying as anxiety. It is, I have feelings of anxiety. And now you get the ability to understand a root cause behind why those feelings are coming to the surface. Okay. I also have the energy of envy. You know, if you've been on my channel a couple times now in previous videos, I really enjoy the energy of envy. Okay. In a way that is meant to ultimately provide some elevation in the way, again, that you have your thought patterns, the way that your habits start to form. So envy is an emotion, it's a sensation, it's a feeling that's on our emotional scale chart. Okay. When we feel envious of a certain person or a circumstance in our life, a certain outwardly way that we want to be portrayed, if we are envious of anybody that has a life that we have always been striving to accomplish the same things, use that for your manifestation purposes versus, again, past energies, versus starting to feel this anxiety that you are not good enough, that you might be you might feel imposter syndrome for wanting to move forward in a way that is best for you. I'm here to tell you, imposter syndrome, envy, use this to your advantage. When those feelings and thoughts start to come up about being jealous or envious of a certain person or circumstance, sit back and lean in to those feelings. The reason being is because the moment you start to realize, you know what, I'm actually very capable of achieving those same goals. I'm very capable of putting myself out there on YouTube. Okay. I am very capable of learning new skills that are going to ultimately advance me into something that might be so unknown to me and so uncertain to me right now. But I know the person I become along the way, that when I think back to those past feelings of envy or anxiety in any capacity, I know that I'm moving forward in a way that feels good to me. Beautiful. This is actually really lovely. Okay. Let's look into current general energies. We've got the second chakra. Okay. It's our sacral chakra. It sits just below the navel. Okay. For our females with female reproductive organs down there, that is your womb space. But it's for any reproductive space, male or female, because this is actually really beautiful. The fact that you are starting to have a new sense of life, have a new look on life. The moment this anxiety starts to be seen differently and you have a different perspective, okay, you start to be more comfortable with who you are. Now, the sacral chakra comes before the solar plexus, right? So we've got the root, we've got the sacral, then we've got the solar plexus. What's beautiful about the sacral chakra is that it is all in alignment with things like creativity, pleasure, joy, childlike thoughts and actions, and a childlike mentality. Okay. It's beautiful. Now, when we think of womb space, we get to bring life into this world. But think of it, you can think of it literally, but you can also think of it figuratively, where you are bringing life into this world. Maybe you want to create something that is unique and just beautiful and artistic, and something that expresses your life in the way that you want to be seen and felt and heard in the world. Do it now. This is spirit's message of saying, do this now. And because we're moving past all of this kind of more negative, toxic energies, and you're moving into starting to step into your power, the moment you start to really cultivate this relationship with your creativity, the more it's going to have such a beautiful release of maybe what's being held tightly and woven into like the fabric of your being. When we get creative, It's putting out that energy that can be released in a beautiful way for us to express ourselves. Okay, this is beautiful. Now, what might be helping or hindering you? Let's just see the way Spirit's trying to bring this message through. So, this crossing energy is the broken heart. Okay, the broken heart. This card is an angel number 9. Okay, it's an angel number 9. You can see it there at the top. Nines are beautiful energies for change and transformation. So, whatever kind of heartbreak or sadness, I'm even getting this like sensation of agitated, like overwhelm, in the sense that your heart just feels so heavy. It does. And I understand that many of us here might be feeling that where we are right now in this current moment. But this is meant to give us an opportunity to go within, to become introspective, really tend to our heart space, and start to identify certain people in our lives, certain circumstances, jobs, relationships, connections, your environment. If it's no longer serving a purpose for you, the energy behind transformation and change is telling me that there is absolutely a possibility for you to step out of this comfort zone and make a move. Make a move that is for your highest and best good, because you don't know what can come out of this. And I feel like that is an area to live in. Maybe I'm just unique in the way where I actually like to I actually love to feel fear. I love to feel this sense of unknown and uncertainty and taking risks with things in my life, decisions I'm making. Maybe now's the time for you to do the same. Maybe now's the time to establish a creative endeavor. Maybe it's a business, maybe it's just putting this passion project together that you wanted to get out into the world, whatever it is. Maybe now's the time for you to do that. Now, before we get into the future steps forward, I want to ask for your likes, your shares, your subscribes to this channel. It's free, it helps the channel grow, and it lets me know that this content is actually something that resonates with you, something that feels supportive. Okay, one thing I did forget to mention that's really special about what's coming next. Okay, we're going to get through these final cards, maybe pull some clarifying cards with tarot, but then we get to ultimately have a beautiful, beautiful breathwork journey at the end of this video. So stick around, I will explain everything towards the end, okay? Now let's see what future steps are coming in for us, knowing what we know about what we're going through at the moment. Okay, this is really lovely. So Spirit's showing the hostels. Nope, hostilities. The hostilities card. During this journey of transforming your life, hostilities is either going to come in the form of an external issue, okay, where you have a lot of people coming at you with certain beliefs and limitations and thought patterns that aren't serving you. This is so important to keep that mindset sharp. It's important to keep this mindset of yours mastered in a way that feels good. No longer are we meant to be in a fear-based mindset. Okay, look through the lens of love. Gabby Bernstein always says this. It's like, look through the lens of love versus the lens of fear. And the world around you is going to change significantly. Okay, that is a beautiful, beautiful step to take in our future forward thinking and what it is we're meant to cultivate in our lives based on what's happened in the past, what's currently going on now. You also have the patience card. Patience. Hmm. Let me tell you that if any one of you out there feels like you can't start over, that you can't start right now because you're at a certain age or you're going through something so terrible that you can't share your story, Patience is actually telling me that time is an illusion. She actually has a clock that she's holding. This angel has a clock she's holding right here. Okay? Time is an illusion. You have been patient. You have been patient. You've been patient with yourself, going through potential heartache, heartbreak, going through just a dark night of the soul potential situation, being introspective and really starting to love yourself again, reminding yourself who you are. So you have been patient with yourself, but this is very much a message that's very clear that it's time. It's time. It's time to move in. It's time to move forward. It's time to put one foot in front of the other and take some steps and take some inspired action, so long as it feels good and so long as it just has this like energy of expansion. When your heart starts to pull you forward into doing something, listen to it. Really start to listen to your body and the messages it provides you, because there's this sense with the final card here of community. There's this essence of like a soul family that's actually going to be brought into your life. We can sometimes feel like we are forced to be with our families who we were born into, but there's a whole other world out there with people who want to support you and love you and be in your corner no matter what. The ones who like really want to embrace the fact that you feel like a woo woo weirdo, you know, I can relate to that. It has taken me quite a while to get through this just lens of feeling like an imposter, feeling like someone that doesn't deserve, all of the wealth and the success and the prosperity and the guidance to my soul family. Okay, but I will tell you that over the course of these last 3 years of my business, there's been so many opportunities for me to meet and engage and connect with some really beautiful people who I know are a part of my journey and a part of this soul family that I'm starting to build, much like this opportunity here on YouTube. So, again, thank you so much for being a part of this journey. I'm going to pull just a couple more clarifying cards using the Light Seers deck. Let's just see what we want to clarify. I actually want to really focus in on the anxiety and the hostilities, just to really make sure that there's nothing else that needs to come out. Yes, okay. This is crazy. You got Wands cards that came out. The Page of Wands with the anxiety and the Knight of Wands with the hostilities. Okay. With the anxiety energy and the page, it's very much just telling me that there might still be some like this kind of an immature kind of nature to this energy. It's as if you are still in this like infancy stage. Like even with all of this anxiety, there's an infancy stage that you are still sitting in. Like a lot of the anxieties you might be feeling are linking back to potential childhood issues, childhood trauma, whatever the case is. But the Page of Wands, with that, Wands energy is just so action oriented. It is very lively. It is about our passions and our desires. And again, a lot of this creativity energy. I love the fact that they came out the Page of Wands and then the Knight of Wands, because that is a crescendo in the tarot of kind of this maturity level that's starting to take place. And so, yes, Spirit's like, remember the message you just shared about hostilities, because the fact that you are moving from this anxiety and that there's still in the future energy might be these hostilities that feel a little bit more internal than they do external. So it's really important to have a hold on your mindset. It's really important to go through this kind of choose again method where Gabby Bernstein talks about this too. Just love her to death if you can't tell. But she talks about a choose again method to where if there's a negative or anxious thought that comes into your mind, what I feel is so tied to spirituality becoming your reality is when you have that negative thought, it's the choose again method. Choose a different thought. Choose something that is of gratitude and is of positivity. And the measurable work you can have within this spiritual space is filling the gap between when you have that negative thought to when the positive thought starts to overshadow that in a very beautiful way. So the closer you can come from that negative to a positive, alchemizing itself much more quickly, that is spirituality coming into your reality. And that's a beautiful place to be. That's a beautiful place to shine and to be proud of yourself when you start to notice when you have that growth happen. Okay? So beautiful. It's amazing actually. I'm going to close out our reading with the Super Attractor deck by, you guessed it, Gabby Bernstein. I love the affirmations that she has on these cards. So let's see what that wrap up message really is. This card says, appreciation dissolves all blocks to the presence of my super attractor power. Beautiful. Look at that. Appreciation dissolves all blocks to the presence of my super attractor power. That is amazing. That's a beautiful summary of all that is to come. I know that there are a lot of feelings and a lot of turmoil going on, but as long as you can get introspective and understand what it is that you want to create and bring out into this world and give life to, it's important to keep your mindset in a place that is only allowing you more growth and more love for yourself. Be patient, but understand that the time is now. Okay? You have been patient, the time is now. And when you start to put yourself out there, your community is going to be calling. Your community is going to be attracted to your authentic, truest self. And how do you get to your truest, authentic self? It is through breath work. We're going to dive in. I love this modality so much. Okay, breath work allows us to be centered with ourselves. It gets us out of our minds and into our bodies. And that is a place where truth lives, is within our bodies. Our bodies provide us messages every single day, but we have been conditioned not to listen to them. But the time is now. The time is to listen to the stillness, listen to how the body reacts, responds, and wants to support you. Okay, if you've never done breathwork before, I'm going to post a video up here that describes some expectations from a physical and emotional standpoint. Now, this is a very short practice. It just gives you an ability to understand how breathing and having conscious awareness of your breath is actually beneficial to you in this present moment. It's great to help with your immune system. You flush out toxins by doing breath work. You are able to gain clarity when you do breath work. There's so many beautiful benefits to this, and one most important one is that you start to have this deeper connection with your intuition, with your higher self, your higher essence. Okay? So now is the time where, if this is your first time, please know that this is a very gently guided practice. Okay? I hope you stick around just to really get the feeling and the sensation of what breath work is able to do for you. Now you can stay seated in your chair or you can lie down at this time. But I always like to create a mantra that actually anchors us into this moment. Because when our minds start to wander, when we can anchor ourselves into a mantra, which then gets us back to our presence in our breath, okay, that is how we are able to manage that mind, body, spirit connection. Do not discredit the fact that your thoughts want to go and swirl and ask yourself if you're doing this the right way. We get into our minds very, very easily when we do something new. But this is just a chance for you to be present. And so today's mantra is I am stepping into my creativity. For the fact that your current energies is all about the the sacral chakra, I really want to focus on that creativity, bringing something to life. So anything to deal with your creativity. I am creative. I am bringing my creativity to life. Fit this in how it resonates best with you, okay? I like it. All right, so if it feels good wherever you are sitting or lying down, now is the time to shut down your beautiful eyes or find a soft gaze in the room that you are in. No need to change your breath. The breath pattern today is going to be very simple, very gentle, very easy. It's a deep, intentional inhale through your nose, filling your belly, and an exhale through your mouth with so much intention of the release, making sure that you are ridding yourselves of any toxic, negative thoughts and feelings within the body and within the mind. Keeping yourself in this place of love. You are here for a reason. Knowing that there is no coincidences for you to come across this video, for the two of us to connect. You are creative. Your time is now. If you have a new idea, a new thought, a new phase in your life that you want to move forward with, today's message from Spirit is that you have support behind you. And even though you may have to start alone and it feels isolating, you are moving towards your soul family, uniting in your community. Whenever it feels good, begin this beautiful, intentional breath. Deep inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Choosing a speed, a depth, a pace, a rhythm that feels good to you. If you need to have an audible sigh from that exhale, using sound moves energy just as much as your breath. Beautiful work. You are creative. If it feels good in your mind's eye, visualizing this beautiful orange light that hovers just over your belly button. Imagining this orange light circling all around you, front to back, in this sacral chakra energy space. Feel into it. Breathe into it. Trust in your breath, trust in your body. You cannot get this wrong. How deep can you take that inhale? How deep can you take that exhale? With great intention on that inhale and that exhale. You move the energy the way that it serves you best. May it clear and cleanse any negative toxic energies that have infiltrated your energy space. And whenever you're ready, take one final deep inhale through the nose and exhale. Releasing completely, coming back to your natural breath. Feeling the way the energy is moving throughout your body. Do you feel it in your fingertips? Do you feel it in your heart space? Do you feel it circling around that sacral chakra? Or has it moved even higher to the head, to the crown chakra, connecting yourself to higher energies? Wherever that energy lies, you know, you feel, and you trust that the work you've just done today, hearing this message, embodying this message through breath. Take what resonates with you. Maybe you want to journal after this. Have an open mind and an open heart for how this message starts to play out in your life. And whenever you're ready, fluttering open those eyes and coming back into the present moment. Coming back to the now. Great job today. You did it. You can do hard things. Trust me, you can. Thank you again so much for being here on the Explore Self and Soul channel. Like, subscribe, share this message to anyone you feel who could resonate with it as well. And I'll see you next time.